5 things to never do when you, as a Muslim, are doing dawah to a Jew. As a convert to Islam of Jewish descent, I follow interactions between Muslims and Jews in the field of dawah. And unfortunately, the strategies Muslims generally apply are ineffective and may even damage future interactions in the sight of Jews because of that. Therefore, I've come up with a list of what Muslims should avoid when doing dawah to a Jew. Number 1. Know what type of Jew you are dealing with. Not all Jews are the same. Some Jews are Haredi, which are the orthodox Jews. Others are Dati, the observant ones but not as practicing as Haredim. Others are Masortim, which follow Judaism more as a tradition or culture than as a faith. And others are Hilonim, which are basically liberal and secular Jews. Remember that being Jewish is also an ethnicity, so not all Jews are necessarily followers and believers of the Torah. Employing religious arguments, for example, will have little to no effect on a Hiloni. That is something to keep in mind. Also remember that Jews come from different backgrounds since the Jewish diaspora was spread over the world. Jews may have differences of opinions based on their different experiences due to living in different countries and among other communities. Number 2. Consider that there is also ikhtilaf, meaning differences of opinion within Judaism. Jews may not always share the same opinion, which in rabbinical Judaism, which is the mainstream branch of Judaism, rabbis may have different opinions on certain matters, so keep in mind that one type of argument may not work on a certain type of Jew, because he or she holds a different view presented in said argument. Number 3. Religious Jews are mostly adherents of rabbinical Judaism. Rabbinical Judaism is the dominant Judaic group, more or less comparable to Sunni Islam. They believe in Torah shebe'al peh, meaning oral Torah, and Torah shebichtav, the written Torah, which consists out of the 5 books of Moses alayhi salam, being Bereshit, Shemot, Vayikra, Bamidbar, and Tefarim. They also believe in the Nevi'im and Ketuvim, altogether called Tanakh. The oral Torah is basically the Gemara, meaning Talmud, and Mishnah. You need to be familiar with what beliefs they actually hold in order to have a fruitful engagement with them. Number 4. Never bring up that the Tanakh or the Torah has been corrupted. I know that this is something Muslims believe and that it can be academically substantiated, but when doing dawah, I don't think it's wise to bring this up, because on the other hand, Muslims refer to the Torah to find prophecies about the coming of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the eyes of the Jews, this seems quite comical. You call their books corrupted, yet you use it to prove your point. And also, I think this point is unproductive because all videos I see wherein Muslims use this point against Jews turns into a my car is bigger than yours argument lasting well over an hour, discussing which religion has more, reliable is not, and stuff. I think it's unnecessary and a waste of time, because dawah is about delivering the message and not about beating your opponent. You can save this for debates where it is better suited. Number 5. Don't bring up the Palestine-Israel conflict. What benefit does it have when doing dawah? A lot of Jews were born and raised in Israel. Where you are born is entirely out of your control. They can't do anything about the situation, nor are they responsible for what's happening, since they weren't the ones who colonized the land. Their parents or grandparents did. Putting them on the spot and berating them for it is therefore counterproductive in my opinion as well. Leave this for debates about politics. The dawah is all about calling people to Islam, irrespective of what nationality they hold. Honorable mention. There are also a group of blacks who claim that they are descendant from the biblical Israelites and that Jews are imposters. They hold different beliefs from your average Jew. Hebrew Israelites accept the Torah and the Tanakh, however, they largely rely on the King James Bible. They also accept the New Testament and some apocryphal writings. They, however, do not believe in the virgin birth, nor that Christ alayhi salam is God himself. So in a nutshell, you could describe them as Unitarian Christians who observe Mosaic law, who oppose both mainstream Judaism and Christianity. They wouldn't agree with my statement, but for the sake of making it easy for you to understand their beliefs, I describe them as such. There are also different groups among the Hebrew Israelites, so yes, they too have ikhtilaf. Thank you for listening, and keep this all in mind for the next time you are doing dawah to a Jew.